Kalista Renata works really well for FlyQuest now, though, with the lock-in of this Rakan.
I think you just lock Jinx. I think you try and deny Xayah Rakan by locking like something like a Jinx. Or instead, they're thinking about...
I mean, Jhin works well when you have this front line.
It could be an option. I just see Rakan and the Xayah is still up, and I think that they're probably just going to
I don't like it, though.
I like it less, but, I mean, it's just what's going to happen. As the good old Lovers duo comes in, keeps the theme of, as far as color coordination as well, very on the red side of the spectrum. Yeah.
It shouldn't happen, but it does happen to the best.
He did counteract it, though, with the emote very nicely as the double fold comes down here towards the bottom side. The Blade Caller not quite connecting onto Masu, but the heal is still going to have to be employed here by the Fly bottom lane as G2 fighting this one pretty aggressively. Broken Blade continuing to try and keep the pressure up as in goes Whippo. This time he's going to be able to find the stun. Permafrost coming down as well. I think Whippo is going to... Sorry, Broken Blade is going to be absolutely fine. We don't see the Cowboy quite as much, and that was an old favorite, so I'm glad that we're bringing it back. Thanks, Fuzio.
Whippo trying to bait here is successful.
Yeah, Equalizer goes in. Inspired coming down, but Skewmond is in position. And it looks like neither team wanting to fight. It's a gentleman's agreement. Just a bit of a thumbs up there. And now Caps moving forward, finds a speed up with the Molten Shield. Once again, the answer is going to be there. And there's the Emperor's Divide. Caps electing not to use the flash yet. And there's not quite enough damage on the table. Maybe like got caught on minions or something like that?
Yeah.
Or maybe he used it to get in.
Maybe he did use it to get on the pole and I just missed it, but either way.
Going for a bit of a dive here as the Blade Call is so good from Hansama, but the flash still going to try and get him out of there. I just don't think it's going to quite work. The heal is going to come on through. Masu thought he could find it with the fourth shot as the Q is going to be enough. And first blood over to the Xayah feels fantastic. Yeah, a bit of battle in the mid lane just to try and fully quad away, but you can see FlyQuest still going to look for it. Master has ult. He does have access to that curtain call like you were talking about. And Quad has the inside track. Finds the Empress Divide as well, but Broken Blade has made his way over. The flash out from Quad, but the harpoons are going to land, and he is in so much trouble. Not able to shift the sands, and Cool Guys don't look at explosions.
And the lead here is just exploding for G2. Hold up, though.
Yeah, this could be one as they layer the CC real nicely. Lebrov still able to get himself out, though, and Hansama is free hitting. Inspired can't do anything. There's the feats of warfare. And G2, I think they took that 3-0 at MSI pretty seriously.
Yeah,
and personally, as you could understand.
They really look like they're ready for revenge here as Lebrov will once again avoid death here, getting away from that curtain call. Hansama's hit by the last one there.
There's the flash forward. Does have the Featherstorm available as now Busio might find himself overextended because Skewmon going to give him the good old depth thumbs up and down goes the cow.
For the composition of FlyQuest here, they need to stem the bleeding early. They need to make sure they get through the early game so that Azir can be relevant later on and they can play that game of just outranging. Broken Blade may be a casualty here, though, in the bottom side.
Yeah, I think he may die. Some Alcove Gaming is not going to save him there. And he is just going to get taken out. Deals with the minion wave, so I guess there's that, as the rest of G2 are making their way down. Still, FlyQuest are now on the board.
Certainly are. I just don't know if it's enough, especially if Blippo ends up dying in return.
He has flash, doesn't have ult. He's going to flash, try and get himself out, but he's caught with the last bit of the knock-up here as the heal going to be utilized. Out goes Lebrov, and Blippo will be absolutely fine. By absolutely, I mean he's just going to live. And he's looking a little worse for wear. Still,
I mean, he didn't die, so I mean, absolutely not dead.
Yeah, absolutely alive, very alive. Is Lebrov not as alive as it turns out? Yep.
And I mean, we're moving into this mid game where Hansama has a very, very strong position. They still have the point-click CC with the buys.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the FlyQuest are moving up. As we can see, Broken Blade in so much trouble. The Glacial Prison goes down. Not even close.
You know, the lead is shrinking
just a little bit.
Sure.
As Busio now, with that Unbreakable Will, does just make sure he's able to escort Caps towards his inner turret. He does use the flash. They were waiting for that one, as he now just takes more turret shots than he really wants. He'll take a bear to the face as well as the Equalizer going to come on through. And Busio may just burn down. The last tick not going to quite be enough there with the Leandries that was just put together.
But the window is certainly closing as G2 once again pulling into a significant lead now, nearly 2,000.
Well, Inspired is just going to be parked here in this brush. Lebrov going to try and stop Busio from getting in, but he still finds the two-man Pulverize. Flash out comes on through his Caps. is going to have to get rid of that CC.
And now Hansama is actually left out to dry here. TP coming through from Labrov. Can they save him?
He is going to get in there. There's the Feather Storm. Can Hansama find the angle? The three-man knockup is going to be the best that they were hoping for. And now Caps turns up as well. Quad goes down early as the curtains have been called. And Hansama gets himself out. Another hero play. Labrov has just really turned it around here.
Yeah, Quad could TP him, but maybe just leave him on the side instead. They need to use this dragon wisely. And I think trying to force a fight here is probably not going to be it. Trying to get that top inner, though, could be a good thing if they can slow this down.
Labrov's on vision, but he's able to grand exit out of this one. Deadly Flurry.
We already have Dragon Prio, and I'm pretty big. I will just kill you. All he has to do is flash the Emperor's Divide, and he does. And down goes the Azir, and they get nothing. He may lose his life, though.
Yeah, this might be something. They can actually manage to get the kill. The answer is pretty good, though. On the other side, Inspired actually takes a lot of damage.
Chance to use the Dragon to try to get the inner. And going to that moment here, this is Broken Blade who's just like, well, I was going to come over, but I guess if you're going to stay, I don't have TP. Drops Equalizer on him, has his heat charged here for the full maxed out Q damage, and then flashes the Emperor's Divide and gets him during the silence there with a few autos and cooks him. So Quad gets taken out. He wants so desperately to be that late game damage threat.
Almost loses a health.
Broken Blade this time might actually die to a champion that wants money.
Yeah, perhaps. Skewmon going to come down, but Broken Blade is in a lot of trouble. He does get pushed back kind of a way that he wants to, but Master...
certainly is an opportunity that they're going to look for.
Well, about half health on this Otacon for now, as they are looking to just try and get that turn. The Unbreakable Will comes through from Busio. That's going to keep him alive, and there is the smite. It's good on the side of Skewmon, and he's able to lock that one up, and now the curtains have been called. We're going to need to find some of these bullets as Labrov allows Hansama to take that last one, and Quad looks for the angle, but doesn't quite get it.
But fortunately, not able to get anything. A big Otacon play for the side of G2.
He isn't engaged on Busio. Doesn't quite have his ultimate back up again. There's the knock up from Labrov as well as they found Masu, and he is just dead. And now a teleport comes in from Blippo that's a little bit inopportune. And now Inspired gonna have to get himself out of there. There is a blast going to allow Blippo to escape, but Inspired may not be so lucky. Him and Bristle are able to escape though, and G2 unable to get their fangs into anyone other than this Jhin. Okay, never mind. Maybe they've found Blippo.
I think Busio should...
coming on through.
Yeah, Busio should be able to protect him here. It's going to be tough. Cap's got stun prep.
He does. Skewmon coming on through there as they do manage to get the stun. That is the Unbreakable Will back off cooldown now, though, as they look for a bit of a dive. This might be a little bit aggressive as the knockup does come on through. As Broken Blade tanking this turret for as long as he can. Not able to buy enough time, though, as they are looking to back away. Is now Hansama a little bit alone there towards the top side, and the Jhin has respawned.
This dragon is completely realistic. Even with Quad having flash and ult up, just not going to be able to get in to look for a deny. And
Inspired nowhere in sight here as well. He does finish Hysterics, but he doesn't have teleport. He cannot join the fight, and so that is going to be Soul Point picked up as another Mikhail is going to be utilized very nicely. As never mind, it's actually a cleanse. Still, Hansama at full health. The curtains have been called, and Caps takes a lot of damage from that one. The equalizer is good from Broken Blade though, and Inspired here. That's what they're going to look for. Blippo with a bit of a wrap around as they don't have a lot of information. There is the flash, the headbutt flash pole from Busio, but it doesn't quite get the angle that they're looking for. Skewmon is going to get Mikhail's to get out of that CC. It's a big pulverize though. It's Busio going for it once again. They've managed to get the Featherstorm out of Hans. He's killable now. Yeah, so I'm just going to make sure that they're not going to get
Broken Blade again. But remember, flashless, this guy's gotten caught so many times.
Well, I mean, there is a teleport from Quad, so he can actually be here. Emperor's Divide goes down as Inspired going to be a little bit late, but now without Emperor's Divide, the teleport is free.
He's going to match
Quad
it.
is going to have to try and follow him as they've started the Baron. It's down to 50%. Remember, Hansama's got 3 items. He does so much damage, and there is no Inspired to be seen. This Baron's free, and G2 are going to take that one down.
And Quad doesn't have ult.
Yeah, is going to get charmed up there momentarily. G2 now just trying to make their way out. The exit after the heist is often the most difficult, but it looks like they're going to be allowed to leave.
And finally, Broken Blade's side laning, the threat of trying to kill this guy ends up being a boon for the side of G2 as he escapes and they get Baron.
Oh dear, they're still going to look for another fight though, as we can see. The equalizer goes down. just to kill Bwipo, who flashes to get a stun onto Caps, but it's not going to really do anything. The unbreakable will from Busio is going to keep him alive for the moment, and Quad is the one that they're scared of. As Lebrov gets interrupted as he tries to go for the engage, but Quad cannot really get there to get these auto attacks down, and they will be able to find Inspired, and down goes the Azir before he can do anything at all. And G2 are just slaughtering this fight.
Look at his damage, 7,000. There's so much damage in this choke point, and Quad's trying to match him. He's trying to do the same, but it's just too little, too late. Hansama carrying this game on a Xayah pick I had doubts about, but he got an early lead, and he just will not be stopped. Fearless are G2 and Masu. Looks like he's going to be the last to fall in this exchange, but man, as we're going to jump out of the replay, he just sits there and does 7,000 damage for free.
It was absolutely ridiculous, and now he's going to do even more damage, as that's Inspired's health bar worth of damage there. Emperor's Divide going to get Quad out of dodge, or does it? As the cease and desist comes on through, they're looking to try and dive this one. Skewmon, I think, is dead. Yeah, he is. So maybe a little bit overexcited.
Two have all but broken the backs here.
Speaking of broken, is
broken
the blade towards the bottom side. He is able to run pretty quickly. Now it's a top lane battle as the ulti comes through from Bwipo. He's just trying to keep Broken Blade in position. The curtains are going to get called. One shot is actually going to connect here as Broken Blade is going to get cut down with that Cull the Meek.
A little bit of the wind out of the sails here for G2.
He's just going to do it again.
Like, bye.
It's the same play, and it works again. What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go. The Unbreakable Will is going to break, and it's a double hit for Hansama. Now the equalizer is going to have to be walked over here by Masu if he wants to get out. There's the cease and desist. The follow-up is not quite there, and Masu does have an inner turret, but actually, never mind. The Vi is just enough.
Get punished here. Doesn't quite have his flashback up. The blast cone is denied. He should die.
Yeah.
This does buy a significant amount of time here for the rest of the team to respawn.
That was something.
Yeah. But I mean, this is like the meat grinder that is Hansama. Sejuani can't be an auto attack range of this champion.
It was the same play.
Alistair can't be an auto attack range of this champion. He is actually like, he's more than a fountain laser. I don't know what that is. But
fountain lasers are jealous of this Xayah right now.
If there were like 3 fountains next to each other and you walked into all 3 of them, it's a dream within a dream. It's Inception.
Yeah, and they're going really like deep into the dream state as well. There's the flash forward from Lebrov. He's collecting all of them with the charm and the flash away from Master, but he's still on top of the equalizer, so there is just nowhere good to go. Finally, a grand entrance is going to miss, but Inspired is not going to be in the same situation. He does have to flash, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. His Caps is going to follow him, finds a Pyroblast, and that's going to finish him off. Busio now just going to get thrown around like a rag cow. And Hansama is very legendary in this game. The Empress Divide is back up again. Skewmon is going to go down to his GA, but G2, man, we were asking the question about revenge. This was absolute obliteration here in EWC, and they'll be moving on to the knockout stage.
All smiles as well.